leak alert is created when a controller measures flow that exceeds the leak threshold during non-irrigation hours. So the controller starts measuring flow when water's not supposed to be running with either manual or scheduled irrigation. This means different things for different systems. If your system has a normally closed master valve, that main line should be closed. And the fact that the flow sensor is measuring usage means the master valve isn't doing its job, as if it's not working or someone has manually overridden it to allow water to run in the field. However, if you have a normally open master valve, use of your irrigation system is an expected condition because being able to run our hose bibs, quick couplers, or other irrigation components is a feature that we depend on from a normally open master valve. So unscheduled usage is something we're not at all surprised by. Either way, there's nothing the controller can do about it, so it's important that a user knows that the leak is an information-only alert. There is no action that the controller has in response. So if you manage a system with a normally closed master valve, this can be a high priority alert because it means water is running in the field unchecked. However, if you manage a normally open master valve, a leak alert is a low priority alert because it's expected behavior on the system. And we start with the leak programming that's found here on WeatherTrack.net on the program page under the flow menu, where we program our main lines, including our mainline break alerts, our no flow alerts, and finally our leak alerts, where we'll be asked to program in the leak alert mode, the leak alert threshold, and the leak alert delay. A leak alert delay is the number of minutes that we allow the system to hydraulically balance before an alert assessment takes place. Or a leak delay gives the water time to turn off before the WeatherTrack tests for a leak alert. And the leak threshold is generally set at or above the no flow threshold, wherever a user would want to be notified about measured usage on the system. Then, if outside of irrigation hours, the controller expects to be measuring no flow and all of a sudden is measuring flow above the leak threshold, an alert can be raised and users notified. Because there is no action associated with a leak alert, when programming your leak mode, you can either select alarm only, which will raise the alert, but the water will continue to flow, and WeatherTrack can immediately text or email you a notification. Or you can select off, which won't raise the alert and the water will continue to flow. And even if your WeatherTrack leak alerts are turned off, remember that usage is measured and documented in the WeatherTrack reports. Certainly the most common leak alert scenario is when you have a normally open master valve. Because any type of manual irrigation on your system like quick couplers or hose bibs will cause a leak alert, the WeatherTrack wants to make you aware of that type of usage. This could also be battery-operated valves that are turning the system on and off without the controller knowing why. It could also be irrigation system malfunction, like you've got something broken in the field or a bad flow sensor, and if you have a normally closed master valve, this is definitely something worthy of investigation. If you do have a normally open master valve and you want to manage the number of leak alerts that you're receiving, make sure your managers are using the master valve override feature, which is a countdown feature that suspends all leak alerts for a designated amount of time and can be set either at the controller or using WeatherTrack Mobile to allow for routine maintenance. If you are using a normally open master valve, be sure to check out the recording for extended leak to fully understand the WeatherTrack leak response on a normally open setup. And if you're in the field troubleshooting leak alerts and you want to figure out where those gallons are going, you need to investigate the source of that measured usage. Figure out who's using the hose bibs, quick couplers, or other irrigation devices that might be costing you gallons in the field. I've also seen malfunctioning flow sensors or flow sensor connections that were delivering false signals that were seen as measured usage when water wasn't flowing. For more tips troubleshooting your leak alerts, you can always call the HydroPoint customer service team.